Welcome to The Pickup, Stab and Van's twice weekly variety show filmed on location on the North Shore of Oahu for the Vans Triple Crown of Surfing. I'm Ashton Goggins. I'm joined by Strider Wazalewski and Nathan Florence. Tiff Kazalise is out this episode. She'll be back next episode, we hope. First up in the news, Haleiwa wrapped over the weekend, and Stab's Mikey Ciaramella has all the updates.
At Haleiwa, we saw the monarch of meat and potatoes, Federico Moraes, achieve victory and earn himself a 2020 CT berth. However, we also saw Leonardo Fioravanti jump over 100 QS spots from 174th to 36th, making him our token Coconut Willie of the Vans Triple Crown. Leo will need at least a second at Sunset to re-qualify for the 2020 CT, but we think he can shoulder it.
Sitting with waves over the last couple days, you guys both got sessions. Are you still out of the water with your eardrum?
I'm out of the water.
You got to watch.
I got to pull my hair out.
Standout waves during the session. I saw Mason got a crazy one. Aton got a really, that crazy chip in, like one that he packed, like was chopping in from the outside.
I was cracking up at his hop in. Seth Moniz was hunting some big rights. He got a big one.
There's a solid crew that Nathan's part of, but there's also like, you can get away with a little bit more now and find yourself a wave.
I think they got waves, but they're not in the hierarchy of the crew that sits out there. They want it, and one of the reasons they get crazy waves, I think, is because they sit in positions where they have to go on waves that they might not be in the position for. And all those waves are very similar, and those are all big inside double ups that sneaks under the main crowd.
You get what you can like find is what he's saying, but I think for those guys, you gotta be super hungry too though to take those waves.
So there was a few injuries over the weekend too, I heard. I heard that Pipe took a few scalps.
And it often happens like that. 3 guys hit their face or their head within probably an hour. I paddled off the wall, got a sick one, and then caught inside and broke my board in my hands on a duck dive. I was so exhausted, I floated in, and Wassel came up to check on me, and I was like, he's like, you good? I'm like, dude, I'm just exhausted, I'm just tired. Noah Beshin had a psycho wipeout at Pipe on the big day. Full commitment, and those are the worst ones, and he just nosedive, backwards spine dive. It is a couple feet deep. It's surprising more people don't get absolutely demoed.
And now for Gossip Girl. We have Jordy Smith with bruised ribs, flew back to California to get him looked at, which means that I believe Italo Ferreira is the only world title contender that's in Hawaii. We know that Kolohe was getting pitted at San Clemente Pier because his wife filmed it. Gabby is still in Brazil hanging out with Leticia Buffonti. Do you know who Leticia Buffonti is?
No.
Yeah, me neither. But that's who Gabby's hanging out with.
And Ito's on the beach at Pipeline.
Of course, doing giant airs off the end section at Pipe, which must be so fun for an aerialist like himself.
Italo, Gabriel, Jordy, Felipe, brother. Who's gonna win the world title?
It's a hard one, and it's based off of like me liking the surfers for different things. I think Kolohe has been on fire this year, especially in the first half. Gabriel is obviously always a favorite just because he's a competitive machine. I'd be pretty psyched on Italo winning one.
On paper, Gabriel is kind of the guy who should win the world title, I feel like.
Especially in this situation where he's under pressure, that's where it seems like he clicks in.
I would love to see somebody like Kolohe because of like the time and work he's put in. And Jordy's, you know, hopefully he's okay. But I feel like I'm with you with Italo. Italo is the guy who is a can of fun. You just see him and you just want to walk up, pop open the top, and frickin' take a sip.
How do you feel your brother surfing in the Pipe Masters is gonna throw a spanner in the works as far as the world title goes?
He's fresh off of critical injury. Who's to say he would be at 100 or not at 100 or playing it safe, you know, however it would go. John in a heat at good Pipeline, he would definitely be a threat to world title race. He's going on a day-by-day basis of how quickly can we heal, you know? All his fans are like dying. They're dying to see him back in the water. Well, I'm dying to see him back in the water.
I think he's the best guy out there. When he shows back up, I just hope he is 100%, so we can all just go,
so we can enjoy it, right?
So John, in the interview that we did with him last week, John told us that he got engaged.
Oh, yeah.
So the story sounds very romantic. He had asked Lauren to marry him the day before he left for the sailing trip with a ring that your mom found on the beach at Pipe?
Yeah. I know he went to my mom and she had that ring. I don't think it was hers or the family's previously or anything like that. I think it was found.
So it was a spontaneous engagement, from what I understand?
I think he had an idea that he wanted to do it, obviously, and he decided that was the day. So that ring is just a placeholder. I'm sure he'll get a big old rock.
Well, congratulations to the Florence family. Excited to have a sister-in-law?
Yep, stoked for him. Super stoked.
We went and interviewed Kelly on Saturday night before finals day at Haleiwa, and he said that he was thinking about sitting on the beach at sunset and hoping to get a wild card. He's never won sunset. It might be his last year doing it, and I feel like that would be like a nice little fuck you to all the haters if he could win that contest that everybody says that he can't win.
And it would be very Kelly-like to do.
He's been out there on these crazy little biscuits. He's just out of control, like riding 5.3s like he was in his heat of Haleiwa.
Yeah.
But he's like tearing the lip off. It'd be interesting because he's been out there working for it.
Yeah.
So, like this board to me, people go 5.3. How do you ride a 5.3? And well, I don't know, how does a guy ride a 60, 80 foot wave on a 5.6 toe board? I mean, it's the same thing. You got a sort of, all you have to do to ride a bigger wave is catch it first. Don't mind me, I got papaya and aloe all over my face. In case I look funny.
Grabbed Kelly's board. He was kind enough to let us borrow it for the afternoon. Have you guys ever looked at this thing?
It's kind of like a boogie board with fins.
It's 5-fin.
And obviously I've thrown a whole bunch of fins on the tail. So if you actually really look at the template, it's wide nose and wide tail relative to the length. So the idea is no wasted space, you know? It's like the whole board works. There's a purpose for all the length, all the rail line.
This shit is out of control.
Yeah.
I mean, in your mind, just thinking, okay, I'm gonna go surf Haleiwa 10 foot on this.
I can't surf sunset good on a 8-foot board. You know, these guys are all riding 8-foot boards. So when I was 16, 18, looking at guys riding these giant boards, when I can't turn that thing, it's not fun to me. So I want to have fun.
I remember when he was testing him, he would come out big pupakea, and it would just look like the funnest thing ever. Kelly might be one of the only guys that can surf it, I feel like, the way he does.
And this board it's funny because it's short, but I don't love it in tiny waves. I kind of like it in waves that have some energy. My last thought was, what's going to be most fun for me out there right now? And this was going to be most fun, so I just went, I'll ride it and see how it goes. Because if I do lock in, I thought if I do lock in and really surf the way I know this board could surf, if I got the right waves and stuff, I think it would open people's minds to like, hey, let's try some other things.
Like Kelly's just, those guys are somewhere else.
Yeah.
They're on a different planet, and Kelly's always been on a different planet.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even want to know what's inside that guy's head.
I dreamt up this idea of a board, and the fins only stick out about 2 inches, and as it could flex up to 2 inches, and you'd have like 4 inches of fin. Sorry, that looks phallic, whatever.
So whether it's adaptable to other athletes, I don't know, but it's kind of the classic, everyone has gone to bigger and bigger boards at Big Haleiwa and Big Sunset. These guys are riding 610s or 7.0s, and they want the paddle power, and they want the control, and everything like that. And Kelly went the exact opposite direction to a board like smaller than his short board would probably be.
And I think what's missing in contests is more people looking inspired when they ride a wave. Like, we're all trying to get scores, you know? So like, somebody ride a twin fin, somebody ride a 5-fin, whatever. Ride something shorter, ride something, whatever, just something different that looks like you're really trying to search your own surfing.
All right, boys, kittens and lions. You guys are familiar with the format. This is our wins and fails series. What do you guys got? Nate, you want to start?
Okay, I'll start. I'll go with my kitten was losing my grandfather a couple days ago. It was just a rough one. We're all very close, our whole family. Me, John, and I, and my mom, we immediately flew to New Jersey for a bit just to help support the family. So that was a real bummer. Lion, so I've been thinking about this since you guys started in the show, and I'm gonna have to go, it's kind of gonna be a combo thing. I think it's gonna be the oldest generation and the youngest generation right now. And oldest is just the guys at Pipe, Mike and Derek Ho. I'm continuously impressed with them every single winter. They do not disappoint. And to see even like where Mason got his look backs from, you see Uncle Mike doing that kind of stuff, dude, it's like.
That was the raddest.
It's so rad. On the flip side, the younger generation, young Baron, and he's so right there for qualifying this year. It's been really fun to watch, and his whole crew kind of seeing young Noah Beshin and Makana Pang, who puts more hours in at pipe than any of that crew, and that is gonna make a true pipe specialist. He's not out there on just the pristine, perfect days. He's out there when it's on shore, he's out there when it's backwashy, when it's gnarly, when it's 6 foot, when it's 12 foot, when it's 15 foot, and it's him and Anthony Walsh out there getting cleaned up by sets. He was out there before us on the big day the other day. I watched him get cleaned up twice, break his leash before I even got out there. Those kids are putting in the time, and it's just like, it's fun to see. It seemed like there was a little gap in generations for a little bit, and now they're like, they just want to work hard at it and they want to be good at it, and it's just fun for us to watch.
Like kitten, it's more of a circumstance thing for me. I was walking down the beach and I saw a 5-year-old girl drowning. And I swam out and I grabbed her, and her sister was like trying to like help her, but they were both getting sucked out. I was just going for a walk on the beach with my kids. I know they said that they passed the vote to get the lifeguards there from dawn till dusk.
Yeah.
But you guys, people are like pretty much dying.
That is so 100% and
You know,
spot on.
and they're saying that it's going to take 2 years to get this over the line. I think bullshit. Get
That's
it done
crazy.
now.
Yeah. And most 90% of drownings, injuries, everything is happening
Before or after.
before or after their shifts. And I've seen some of them, they're not even on getting paid or on working hours, and they stick around,
I know, I
dude.
see them there. It's like
They
Wassel
stick around
driving
till
the
dark,
sunset,
and they have
yeah.
families to go home to.
They take care of everybody. They don't care if you're a pro surfer, if you're just like that 5-year-old girl, you know, they're heroes. And then my lion would just be, fuck, it's Pipeline. Straight out. You're a fucking vicious, gnarliest, roaring, just beast we've ever seen, and I freaking love you. And for all of us to enjoy something that's so fierce and so heavy, that's just like, you just gotta look at that and just be in awe. And that's like when you see a lion out in the wild, they're just majestic and beautiful, but you don't wanna fuck with them.
Nope. That's so true.
Well, that's it for this episode of The Pickup. Thanks to my co-host, Strider Wazalewski.
Thank you, Ashton.
Florence.
That's it, guys. Send it.
If I could give you any advice on your getting married, don't surf yet. Okay? I had an ACL. I love you. I've known you since you were this big, dude. Take it easy. Enjoy the engagement. Go take a trip. You're gonna be fine, dude. Don't surf yet. Listen to what I'm telling you. 5 months, your knee's still gooey as shit, dude. And dicking around a pipeline with that thing ain't a joke. We all love you. I want to see a couple more world titles. Right? Listen to what I'm saying. Congrats. I love you.